The Israeli-Iranian conflict just took a shocking twist, and it has the world on edge. In a bold and unprecedented move, the U.S. Air Force has unveiled something no one saw coming, a UFO aircraft carrier. That's right, the U.S. has deployed a flying warship to the Middle East, capable of changing the balance of power in an instant. This isn't your typical naval carrier. This newly revealed UFO aircraft carrier operates on a completely different level than anything we've seen before. Unlike the massive ships patrolling the world's oceans, this airborne behemoth never touches water. Hovering high above the battlefield, it launches its strike aircraft directly from the sky, giving it unprecedented range, flexibility, and strategic advantage. So what does this mean for the ongoing conflict in the Middle East? With the U.S. Air Force's UFO aircraft carrier in the skies, the rules of engagement have changed. This airborne carrier isn't just a weapon, it's a statement. A statement that the U.S. is ready to deploy technology that no adversary can match. Secret flying aircraft carrier. Back in the 1930s, the U.S. Navy wasn't just satisfied with dominating the seas. They took to the skies with a radical new concept, flying aircraft carriers. In a bold experiment, they developed two rigid airships, the USS Akron and USS Macon, which were more than just blimps. They were massive floating airbases built for reconnaissance and spying missions. These enormous airships, measuring over 700 feet in length, carried small fighter planes that could be launched and retrieved in mid-air, a feat that seemed straight out of science fiction. These airborne behemoths weren't just about size and spectacle. They were purpose-built for military dominance. Inside the USS Akron and USS Macon, 8 powerful 560-horsepower Maybach engines hummed away, hidden in the hull to reduce drag and improve maintenance. With propellers that could tilt downward for smooth takeoffs and landings, these airships were as advanced as they were massive. They carried a small squadron of F-9C-2 Curtiss Sparrowhawk biplanes, each armed with machine guns, designed to extend the airship's surveillance range and, if necessary, engage enemy aircraft. But the Akron and Macon weren't just about offense. They were designed to be the eyes of the Navy, floating high above the coastline, scanning the horizon for enemy ships or aircraft trying to sneak into American airspace. The airships could cover more ground than traditional naval fleets ever could, and with the help of their Sparrowhawk fighters, they were capable of rapid reconnaissance, sending valuable information back to the Navy to prevent surprise attacks. The real innovation, though, was the airship's ability to launch and recover aircraft while in flight. Inside the Akron and Macon, there was a special hangar deck with a T-shaped opening where the Sparrowhawks would be deployed. Using a trapeze-like mechanism, the planes were launched into the sky, and when their mission was complete, the pilots had to perform an incredibly delicate maneuver to hook their planes back onto the trapeze for retrieval. It was a risky operation that demanded skill and precision, but when done right, it was a spectacular feat of engineering. Despite their groundbreaking design, the Akron and Macon faced numerous challenges. In 1932, 2 sailors tragically lost their lives in a mooring incident, highlighting the dangers these airships posed. Another accident occurred near a hangar, casting a shadow over what was otherwise a promising innovation in military aviation. The Navy soon realized that these airships were too vulnerable to lead the charge in combat and needed to stay behind the front lines, relying on their reconnaissance planes to scout ahead. Yet, despite these risks, the Akron and Macon proved the concept of airborne aircraft carriers could work. The true potential of these flying aircraft carriers was short-lived, however. The USS Akron tragically crashed during a storm off the coast of New Jersey in 1933, killing most of its crew. Not long after, the USS Macon also met its end, crashing off the coast of California in 1935. Both airships were lost to history, but not before leaving an indelible mark on military aviation with their ability to launch and recover planes mid-flight, a technology that would influence future innovations in both air and space. New U.S. flying aircraft carrier. Fast forward from the early 1900s, and the U.S. is now reviving the concept of flying carriers, with one key player taking center stage, the Lockheed C-130 Hercules. Originally built as a military transport aircraft with 4 turboprop engines, the C-130 is famous for its versatility. It was designed to carry troops, cargo, and medical patients, but over the years it's taken on a variety of roles, from aerial firefighting and weather monitoring to maritime patrol and even airborne assault. The C-130 has proven to be an unstoppable workhorse in over 60 countries around the world. With more than 40 different versions, including a civilian variant known as the Lockheed L-100, the C-130 has been a vital tactical transport plane for armed forces across the globe. First introduced to the U.S. Air Force in 1956, the aircraft quickly became a key asset not only for military missions, but also for humanitarian and civilian efforts. By 2007, the C-130 had earned its place in history as one of only 5 aircraft to serve for over 50 years. And as of 2023, the latest model, the C-130J Super Hercules, is still rolling off production lines, making it the longest-running military aircraft ever. But here's where things get really interesting. In 2015, DARPA, the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, set its sights on turning the C-130 Hercules into something more, a flying aircraft carrier. The plan? To modify the Hercules to deploy and support Dynetics X-61 Gremlins, unmanned aerial vehicles, UAVs, designed for combat missions. These microfighters, launched from the belly of the C-130, would carry out operations behind enemy lines before being recovered mid-air by the mothership, using a specialized docking technique that sounds straight out of a sci-fi movie. This airborne carrier concept has serious potential. In January 2023, DARPA conducted a successful test at the Dugway Proving Ground, where an X-61 Gremlin UAV was launched from the cargo bay of a C-130. If these tests continue to succeed, the U.S. military could soon have the ability to deploy swarms of drones from outside enemy air defenses, sending them on missions to engage targets before safely returning to the mothership for recovery and repair. Imagine the tactical advantage of being able to strike without even stepping foot into hostile airspace. However, despite the promising outlook, the tests haven't been without setbacks. During one trial, the drone successfully deployed from the C-130, but after a 90-minute flight, it was destroyed due to a parachute failure during recovery. While this mishap may seem like a critical flaw, DARPA is confident that the issue can be resolved in future tests. After all, every revolutionary technology goes through its share of growing pains before it reaches perfection. With the parachute problem out of the way, the program could move forward as planned, paving the way for even more advanced projects. The success of the airborne carrier concept could lead to a whole new generation of similar programs, giving the U.S. military the equivalent of a supercarrier in the sky. This would not only enhance the power of the U.S. Air Force, but also complement the Navy's already formidable fleet of ocean-going aircraft carriers. The forgotten dreams of the sky. In the 1970s, the U.S. Air Force seriously considered transforming one of its large aircraft into a flying aircraft carrier, capable of housing and deploying multiple fighter jets. Among the contenders were the massive Lockheed C-5 Galaxy and the Boeing 747. Boeing 747 was particularly promising due to its superior range and endurance. In fact, the 747 could carry a staggering 883,000 pounds, making it capable of holding up to 10 microfighters, specially designed to fit within the massive aircraft. The concept was simple. Carry these fighters across long distances, drop them into combat zones, and then recover and refuel them mid-air. Despite the excitement, there were doubts. Could the Boeing microfighters withstand the advanced threats they were supposed to face? The proposal never left the drawing board, but it proved one thing. While challenging and expensive, the concept of a flying aircraft carrier was technically feasible. The dream was far from dead, and soon, even more outlandish ideas would take shape. The nuclear-powered Goliath next came Lockheed's outrageous nuclear-powered CL-201, a gigantic aircraft with an unprecedented wingspan of 1,120 feet. If built, it would have been larger than any aircraft in history, with a fuselage twice the length of a Boeing 747. This skybound carrier was designed to be powered by 4 enormous turbofan engines, capable of switching to nuclear power once reaching 16,000 feet. With nuclear energy, the aircraft could remain airborne for 41 days straight, cruising at Mach 0.8 without ever needing to land or refuel. This enormous craft could carry 20 fighters, have a full repair hangar, and support a crew of 845. As groundbreaking as it sounded, the Lockheed CL-201 was simply too large and expensive to produce. The cost of maintaining such a flying colossus, let alone the labor hours required to construct it, made it impractical. Although the project never materialized, its ambitious design still fascinates engineers today, serving as a reminder of just how far aviation minds were willing to push the boundaries of possibility. Long before these wild proposals, the US had already experimented with the concept of a flying aircraft carrier, using the B-36 Peacemaker in the 1950s. This strategic bomber, produced by Convair, was a massive machine, larger than any other piston-engine aircraft ever built. With a wingspan of 230 feet and the ability to carry 86,000 pounds of weapons, it was perfect for long-range missions, making it an ideal candidate for housing microfighters like the McDonnell XF-85 Goblin. The B-36 Peacemaker was built to fly across continents without needing to refuel and had the capacity to deploy its microfighters mid-flight. The Goblin fighters were intended to defend the bomber from enemy jets. Yet, despite the Peacemaker's enormous size and potential, the project never reached operational status. The advent of mid-air refueling made the B-36's long-range capabilities less critical, and the idea of turning it into a flying aircraft carrier was quietly abandoned. The B-36 was pivotal during the Cold War, as it was the only US aircraft capable of carrying nuclear bombs over such long distances. Yet, as faster jet-powered bombers like the B-47 and B-52 emerged, the B-36 became obsolete. The Peacemaker, despite its role in America's post-WWE strategy, was ultimately retired in 1959, with most of its fleet scrapped, leaving behind only 4 aircraft to serve as relics of what might have been. In the end, none of these ambitious flying aircraft carrier projects saw the light of day. From the Boeing 747's microfighters to Lockheed's nuclear-powered giants, the concept was tantalizing but ultimately unfeasible. The rise of aerial refueling and faster, more efficient aircraft made the idea of airborne aircraft carriers seem like a relic of a bygone era. USS Gerald R. Ford. In the realm of naval warfare, the United States Navy has spared no expense in fortifying its ranks. At the forefront stands the USS Gerald R. Ford, a marvel crafted from a $5 billion contract signed with Northrop Grumman in 2008. Launched in 2009, this aircraft carrier isn't just a vessel. It's a testament to American resolve and commitment to defense excellence. Crafted by Huntington Ingalls Industries, the sole nuclear ship manufacturer in the U.S., the USS Gerald R. Ford embodies precision engineering. Powered by 2 colossal Bale A-1B nuclear reactors, each weighing over 1,000 tons, this carrier boasts unparalleled endurance. Designed to serve for over 50 years, it requires only 1 refueling throughout its lifespan, ensuring sustained readiness for global missions. What sets the USS Gerald R. Ford apart is its state-of-the-art equipment. Equipped with the Aegis SPI-3 radar system, it combines horizon and volume search capabilities into a single advanced unit. Unlike its predecessors, this radar system optimizes surveillance, air traffic control, and missile defense, detecting threats from unprecedented distances with unmatched precision. At the heart of its defensive prowess lies the dual-band radar, a revolutionary system that operates on both X-band and S-band frequencies simultaneously. Developed for both destroyers and carriers, this system enhances operational efficiency by integrating multiple radar functions into a compact control tower, streamlining command and control operations. Capable of housing up to 75 fighter jets and unmanned aerial vehicles, including the formidable F-35C Lightning II, the USS Ford is a force multiplier in every sense. As the Navy's top choice, the F-35C represents the pinnacle of aerial superiority, supporting close air support, vertical takeoff and landing capabilities, and much more, ensuring unmatched versatility in combat scenarios. Beyond its current capabilities, the USS Gerald R. Ford is poised for the future. Designed to host and deploy next-generation aircraft like the 6th-generation F-XX fighters, it remains at the forefront of technological innovation, anticipating and adapting to emerging threats with unparalleled readiness. The USS Gerald R. Ford isn't just a vessel, it's a symbol of America's commitment to global security. With its cutting-edge technology and formidable capabilities, it stands as a beacon of strength, ensuring naval supremacy and safeguarding international waters in an ever-evolving geopolitical landscape. Thank you for exploring the USS Gerald R. Ford with us. To discover more about the future of naval warfare and the latest in military technology, click the link on your screen to watch another compelling video. Stay informed, stay engaged, and join us as we delve deeper into the world of defense innovation.